Hi, this is my entry for the low power contest. This is the off-grid solar controller and lighting sequencer with smart load reduction. Or to express this in simpler terms, what it does is basically three things. The first thing it does is that. I use the Silicon Labs Leopard Gecko starter kit to run my Christmas lights. This thing is using 16 channels of GPIO, 2 channels of ADC to monitor the power banks, and I use the analog comparator as a solar sensor. I ran the energy profiler on the Gecko, and using that I was able to reduce the current consumption down to 2 milliamps, and that ranges up to a maximum of 15 milliamps when the whole show is running full blast at night. So in essence, I've got 15 milliamps, which runs that. And this leads to the second thing. This is all running exclusively off of solar power. See the solar panel right here? There are actually 4 separate solar power banks scattered about, and I go over this in more detail in the documentation. But what I want to emphasize right now is this is running off the grid. And what that means is if you run out of power, there is no backup power. If you're out, you're out. And you just have to wait till the next morning. That poses a couple of challenges for us because not only does the weather vary, I mean some days are sunnier than others, but also these are Christmas lights. And Christmas falls right around the shortest day of the year. So we're not exactly getting a whole lot of solar power during that time. But that's okay, because that leads us to the third thing this does. I use the Gecko as a smart power controller to handle exactly that situation where we don't have that much power to work with. It adjusts automatically the lighting sequence based on how much solar power we got the previous day. So if we have a good sunny day, we have all the energy we need, you might get something like this. But let's run the batteries down a little bit, a lot, and let's see what happens. This is what I mean by smart load reduction. I mean, we want to run the full show if we can, but the reality is we can't do everything we want if we simply don't have all the power we need to do it with. Here we see batteries are running low, but lights are still flashing. They're just not on as much as they used to be. The yard ornaments over here, now they are completely shut off, as is the laser light down there. That's because those are high-powered devices. The Gecko knows that it needs to shut off the high-powered devices and redirect that power to the lights, and in so doing, the light show is able to last all the way until the following sunrise. Now, if you come over here, this is all the controller circuitry. Okay, here is the Gecko starter kit. This is the heart of the whole system. These are a couple electrical outlets that I fashioned together myself. They are responsible for connecting the power inverter on the solar grid to these relays right here, which in turn feed into the GPIO on the Gecko, and that's how the whole system works. This is a 7-watt solar panel connected to a battery, of course, because it's nighttime. This is responsible normally for running the relays, but in a power failure it also serves as the backup supply for the Gecko itself as well. I take advantage of the backup power domain feature for the Gecko part. This is the Gecko's power supply. You can see it's routed to here. I just got this off the shelf. This is one of those portable solar-powered cell phone chargers. And I connected a current meter to it to see what the real current consumption is. I'm getting 0 amps on this. Okay, the power consumption on this is so low, I can't get a reading on it. Now, finally, if I shine a light on the light sensor, it thinks it's daytime, so it turns off the Christmas lights. And if I take the light off, it thinks it's nighttime again, and pretty soon all the Christmas lights will turn back on again. Boom, there it goes. So that's the gist of it. A Gecko is running all of these Christmas lights, but more importantly, this is a smart power controller. It automatically dials up and dials down the power consumption based on the battery reserves available. It automatically shuts on and off at night. It's using the backup power domain feature as backup power sources. I hope you like it. If you want us to continue pursuing this project further, please vote for us. Thank you, thank you.